Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now today's video is a Smackdown review for July 30th, 2021 episode. Let's get right into this. So we started with a John Cena promo, and he pretty much talked about Roman Reigns and Finn Balor's contract signing for later tonight. Cena says Roman is a scared little kid. Cena also says Roman accepted Balor's challenge but rejected his, because he didn't change his music, look, act, and what he believes in. And he says it's stupid. Cena also says Roman needs to change who he is every 2 years because they stop caring about him, referring to the fans. Cena says Roman is afraid to fight him. And then comes out Baron Corbin, which is actually funny. Like I said, last week's SmackDown was hilarious. And this starting promo was hilarious. Cena says, "Who the hell are you?" And Cena says, "Corbin, is that you?" And Cena says, "You look," and Corbin finishes off his sentence and says, "Terrible, yeah, I know." And then Corbin says he's desperate. He lost his crown, lost his car, his ID, his identity. And Corbin wants help from Cena. Cena asked the crowd if he should help him, and the crowd was actually surprisingly half and half. Some were chanting yes, some were chanting no. And it looked like Cena didn't know what to do because he didn't really thought, the crowd would be half and half. But it was, he turned it around because it's John Cena. He's that good on the mic. Cena gives him a dollar bill. Now, I don't know if it was actually a dollar bill. I actually couldn't tell what it was, but my guess is probably a dollar bill. I don't know. But then Baron Corbin says he wants more money, and he knows Cena has money. Corbin also offers to be Cena's stunt double. Corbin says Cena is a Hollywood sellout. And Cena says, "I'll give you something you desperately need." And Cena gives Corbin an AA. And that was an amazing way to start off SmackDown. Like I said, John Cena, one of my all-time favorites. Baron Corbin, this character I love. Baron Corbin has always been given a boring character, a boring feud to be in. And this character is amazing. He plays it so well. And he's taking this serious. He ain't shaving. He's not cutting his hair. He is taking this character very serious. And I am actually looking forward to see what's next for Corbin. And then before Rey Mysterio's match against Jey Uso, Dominic and Rey Mysterio had a backstage segment. Dominic says he will keep his eye on Jey. And Rey tells Dominic he needs to step up his game if he wants the tag team titles back. And then we had Rey Mysterio versus Jey Uso in the opening match for SmackDown, which Rey Mysterio defeated Jey Uso thanks to the help of Dominic Mysterio. Now, this SmackDown did not make any sense, if I'm being honest. Dominic says he doesn't like cheaters, and then he yet cheats in the match for, Rey to win. So I don't get the point of it. He cheated, but he's a babyface. I don't know. And then he says he doesn't like cheaters because that's how Jimmy defeated Dominic last week, I'm pretty sure. So this SmackDown, and you will see later why this doesn't make any sense. So yeah. And then we had a Bianca Belair promo. Kayla Braxton pretty much says Bianca is over 100 days in as the champion, and what does your title reign mean to you? And Bianca talks about her accomplishments like winning the Royal Rumble, main eventing WrestleMania, and defeating Sasha Banks, and just recently fighting at the Rolling Loud event. And then Carmella comes out and pretty much she says one more title shot. And then that's when Zelina Vega comes out and she says people up and coming like me should get opportunities, and Zelina Vega challenges Bianca, and Bianca, obviously the fighting champion she says, "You're on." And then Carmella gives Bianca a cheap shot, and Carmella and Zelina attack Belair. And then that's when Sasha Banks makes her, I almost said debut, return. That wouldn't make any sense. Makes her return and goes after both Carmella and Zelina, and she helps Bianca. Now, this doesn't make any sense. Like, what was the point of helping Bianca, spoiler alert, to turn on her? It doesn't make any sense. Literally. It doesn't make any sense. They just fought at WrestleMania, and now she's helping Bianca just to turn on her. It makes zero sense. When Bianca Belair was cutting her promo, that's when Sasha Banks should have came out. I don't understand what the point of this was. I don't know what it accomplished. I mean, obviously it accomplished into a heel turn, but we all knew we were getting Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. But either way, I mean, it sets up a tag team for later, which I will get into later, but let's move on to the next match. Then we had Reginald versus Chad Gable at first, and I think everyone thought it was against Otis, but it was for the 24/7 champion. Gable and Otis came out, and Otis says, "It's not me, it's him." And Otis knocks down Reginald, and then obviously during the match, Reginald did like his flip pin thing, whatever, and he was going for the pin, but Otis breaks up the pin and Reginald wins because Otis interfered with the match, and Reginald leaves the ring with the 24 title. Now, if this felt random, I don't know what it was with the SmackDown today. It wasn't good. I mean, the 24/7 title, the whole purpose of it, it's filler for Monday Night Raw because it's a 3-hour show. Why was it on SmackDown? It isn't me, or a lot of people that usually are on this show weren't on this show today. No Kevin Owens, no Sami Zayn, no Liv Morgan. It was a weird show. No Toni Storm. She just made her debut last week. She should be in the title picture. I don't understand what happened this week. I really don't, but yeah. And Adam Pearce was reviewing the contract between Balor and Roman. That's when Sonya Deville came into the office, and she says the main event is a women's tag team match, Carmella, Zelina versus Bianca and Sasha, which just felt weird. I'm being honest. Speaking of the contract signing, we got Roman Reigns and the Finn Balor contract signing. Roman says he accepted Balor's challenge because he doesn't do the same thing every week, and he appreciates it. And then Roman says when he beats Finn Balor, he will send him back to NXT. Roman Reigns signs the contract, and Balor says it will be his privilege to return to NXT once again, Universal Champion. And then Baron Corbin, before Finn Balor even signs the contract, Baron Corbin attacks Finn Balor from behind, grabs the contract. Roman looked very confused. And then Cena comes out and sends Corbin to the outside. Cena picks up the contract and signs it, leaves the ring, gives the contract to Adam Pearce. This, once again, makes no sense. This is definitely the most weird contract signing. John Cena versus Roman Reigns. This is a huge match. And that's how you're going to have the contract signing? It's just random. I mean, I thought we were all thinking the same thing. John Cena versus Finn Balor in a number one contenders match. What happened to the number one contender matches? Bring them back. This makes no sense. And then after the commercial break, Paul Heyman goes to Sonya and Adam, and he says it was great television, but also says it's Finn Balor's name on the contract, but John Cena's signature. So it doesn't make any sense, just like this whole episode of SmackDown. But Adam Pearce says it's Roman and Cena's signature. That's good enough. And the match is confirmed at SummerSlam, Cena versus Reigns for the title. Then we had a 6-man tag team. WWE at least has one of these every week for both shows. Big E, Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, or is it Robert Roode? I still don't know to this day. Apollo Crews. And pretty much during the match, Rick Booge distracted Apollo with the electric guitar playing Nakamura's theme song, but Commander Aziz took out Rick Booge. And then Nakamura picks up the win by pinning the Intercontinental Champion, Apollo Crews. And I guess that's the rival we will be getting for SummerSlam. And then Edge came out before the commercial break, but no, we come back after commercial break, and Seth Rollins is standing in the ring, and we're like, okay, well, what the hell happened? During commercial break, Rollins attacked Edge. What? Why commercial break? Why not during the show? I didn't understand this SmackDown at all. It made no sense. And then Rollins says all Edge has done is take opportunities from him. And that was literally the segment. And now we're in the main event already. Then we had the main event, Carmella and Zelina Vega versus Bianca Belair and the returning Sasha Banks. And Sasha Banks did the bank statement on Carmella. She tapped out. Bianca is celebrating with Sasha. And then Sasha does the bank statement to Bianca, grabs the title, and then beats up Bianca even more. Sasha raises the title and holds it over Bianca Belair, and that is your SmackDown. Now, I did not like this show at all. And this was probably the worst SmackDown of the year, if I'm being honest. It felt just, I don't know, like, it didn't feel like a SmackDown. Like, SmackDown is the best wrestling show in the world right now. And it just felt random. A lot of random stuff happened during this SmackDown. Like, what was the point of Sasha Banks returning as a face? And then, we've seen it already. We have. In fact, we saw it with Natalya. Sasha Banks returned as a face, and then she attacked Natalya and pretty much like pulled off her wig, and she had blue hair. And this is literally what happened again, besides the wig part. And then we had the Edge, the commercial. Like, why commercial? It makes no sense. And what else happened that didn't make any sense? Dominic Mysterio. He says he doesn't like cheaters, but then he cheats. Like, what? What? And that literally makes no sense. This SmackDown was not it for me. Story-wise telling did not make any sense. And even the contract signing. Why couldn't we just have John Cena versus Finn Balor for the number 1 contenders match? It makes no sense. But it's whatever. I did not like this SmackDown at all. It was a good start with the Baron Corbin. And then it went all downhill after that. That will do it. Let's hope SmackDown could bounce back next week. And tell me what you guys think. Maybe you thought this was a good show. But for me, it wasn't doing it for me. But that is the review, and peace.